When last we met, I was preparing to ride this wicked machine on the world's hardest one-day bicycle race. Yes, the 200 miles of gravel, dirt, mud, Unbound adventure. Times have changed, health has changed. I got an update for you, but I'm still going to pedal. Cancer schmancer. Buckle in and buckle up. Several months ago, in December of 2024, I announced an audacious goal. I would undertake the world's hardest single-day bicycle race, the Unbound gravel race. Time, life, and health condition have changed, so I'm only going to proceed in a partly unbound fashion. Yes, I was going to engage in the Unbound bicycle race, 320 kilometers, 200 miles, known as the world's toughest race because of its gnarly conditions. Yes, the vaunted and feared Unbound gravel race. Alas, I have changed my goals. As we shall see shortly, I'm not up to 200 of the hardest miles on bicycle known to humankind. But I will compete in the 100-mile race. So why am I changing my goals? This is why. This is where I spent parts of several days earlier this year getting treatment for a horrific respiratory infection that was compounded by my compromised immune system due to my cancer. You know you're in trouble when your physician wife drives you to the Yale New Haven Health Urgent Care Center where you get some oxygen and treatment for difficulty in breathing. Having cancer compromises your life in all kinds of ways, particularly makes you subject to all kinds of infections because of your compromised immune system. Let's see if we can correlate those infections with the state of my cancer. Here's the best measure we have, my monthly PSA or prostate specific antigen test. I haven't had a prostate since July 2020, so I should not have any PSA, which is a protein that the prostate makes. But you can see it's been growing for some time. And this is the time we're talking about from late last year till about March this year. Numbers were small, but it started skyrocketing. Interestingly, subsequently, that PSA score has declined. In an attempt to understand why this is so, let's turn to our favorite journal, You Got It, Cancer's relatively recent article from 2023, which, among many articles, is beginning to document the relationship between exercise and cancer survival. We can go a little more recent, 2024 Sports Medicine article, again, one in many, documenting the influence of exercise on cancer. Here are the details. Yeah, a bunch of multi-syllabic words I don't understand, but the bottom line is this. Exercise increases the anti-cancer immune response, increases cancer cell death, and reduces cancer tumor growth. Let's look at the relationship between the status of my cancer, as measured by my PSA score, and my exercise. This is my one-year retrospective, courtesy of the Strava app, showing how many miles I cycled per week. You can see that I average about 150 miles per week. Some weeks more, some weeks fewer miles. And here it is, that trough, that time period when I could not get on my bicycle. I was having panic attacks because I was out of breath, difficulty breathing at all after ascending a single flight of stairs in my house. Here it is, after I saw a pulmonologist. Visited a pulmonologist, had a pulmonology test, got some decent medication. Still not back to where I would like to be, but you can see I had a slight relapse there in April, but changed medication. I'm back on, and I'm pedaling as best I can. But a couple of those rides a week ago on the road, I rode a 100-miler on a gorgeous day in Connecticut. It cycled up through the mountains of Connecticut, or the hills, we should say, and then back along that glorious shoreline. And I've also been mixing that in with some gravel riding. Here's a gravel ride 2 days ago. Recent development, that is the drop in my PSA, affected my prospective healthcare choices. You may recall I was contemplating, as my PSA was skyrocketing, going to Germany to get dendritic cell treatment, that is vaccination with your own blood, after the docs had bigged it up in order to fight cancer better. But the Germans say, no reason to get treatment. Let's see what happens. My Yale team says, nope, no reason for treatment right now. Let's just go forward and see what happens. Yep, I'm unbound bound. The 100-miler instead of the 200-miler was still an incredible challenge. So until then, I will be pedaling my little heart out. And of course, I will be raving on.